lot of people have asked me about the history about Guilty Gear, from Twitch to YouTube, all kinds of stuff. Man, it'd be cool if someone went over the generations of Guilty Gear and like talked about how it was with the players and blah, 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 blah. So this is going to be the start of that. We're going to start off with the Sammy Cup for Guilty Gear X, because this is pretty much when Guilty Gear got put into the arcade for the first time. Because Guilty Gear 1, the missing link, like that version was only on PS1, and that didn't really do anybody no good. Sure, there were a lot of people who did play it back then, but like it wasn't in the arcade. So that kind of makes a big difference in who plays what, especially in Japan. So I'll be honest with you, I don't really know the players here in Guilty Gear X, but at least in this event. But I will say that I did watch this way back in the day. Way back. Like, this is like 2001. So, I was playing Guilty Gear X to prepare for Guilty Gear XX when we were going to get it in the arcades out here in Houston. So, this is kind of humble beginnings, if you will. There's a pretty memorable portion of this that a lot of people kind of reference to. From Guilty Gear X, because this game's pretty, this game's kind of wild. In fact, I'll just be honest and just say, a lot of things in Guilty Gear X are kind of jank. But, this is where it started, This is where the arcade portion of Guilty Gear started, so let's just get right to it. Dude, look at all these people. I remember when I first saw this, I lost my mind. Because there's so many people that were supporting Guilty Gear X back then. And this was a Guilty Gear Sammy Cup 2001 DVD. Ooh. Like, this game's OTG system was so wonky. But it had really cool things in it. They re-released Guilty Gear X with the XX Midnight Carnival OTG system called Guilty Gear X 1.5 though. But the regular version, like by your side, nah. Yeah, consider this Guilty Gear History Month. 4,500 entrants, down to 164 to 16. So we got JT. Look at all these players. Bon. Bon. Said Bon. Yeah, I think this is just the top 16. Now JT's been playing Guilty Gear for a very long time. He always played Zato and Milia, so he's been around the Guilty Gear scene for a long time. And this version, Viking and Johnny are pretty damn top tier. Lockdown of the mix. Also, that spin move there, this is Baiken's old Yozansen. So this move right here coming up, that little spin there, that's Baiken's Yozansen. So a lot of people started Guilty Gear with like Xrd and maybe even AC or plus R, if you will. You know, they're used to her other animation for Yozansen, but that's what it used to be before. It used to be that little spin. Dude, look at the damage on these OTGs. I think Zato was pretty high tier in this game too. Yeah, Baiken was hella top tier in this game. Baiken and Johnny, I believe, were top 2. I think Zato was up there. Jam, I believe, was pretty high tier too because she had FTC Infinite. Blockable time. That was so good. You could just set up medium drill and then do big drill and get unblockable anyway. So you had like ridiculous unblocks in this version. Because of the way knockdowns worked in this game, getting knocked down in this version of Guilty Gear is very dangerous. This is going to be a good one. Since you know Anji's a newer character. Anji was a new character in this game. This is the introduction of Anji. Dude, look at the OTG damage off that 6H. Jeez. That was so chunky. Now this is where the game looks a lot more normal, if you will. So the thing for Anji back then in this game is he used the smoke from the stomp to hide his mix-up. Which is the reason why he always ends in 6H and into stomp. 6H, stomp, guess. Yeah, it's pretty good. Dang, man. Yo, Anji. Anji was pretty good in this game. It's pretty good. So he uses the butterfly to hold you in place, and that's how he gets his mix-ups. It's going to be pretty much the same in Guilty Gear Strive. And there goes his guard point move, which that's 2H. This is a very like prevalent move right now in Strive from what they showed. And this is the follow-up I told you guys about that he does have or seem to have in Strive. And that's the punch follow-up. And so it looks like it could be done on its own in Strive, or just like you have to do that one move first in order to get to it. I don't know, but because I can't play it. But this is normally what you would get out of it. And look at that. Hard, dude, look at this. Full screen hard knockdown. Like, ooh, FDC, FDC pressure? This is why Jam has an infinite too. So Flawless Defense, you can FD cancel some of your normals, specifically close normals. It's like a universal thing with a lot of characters. Like Soul can do it too, but you're not really gonna see it. Ooh, counter hit. That was a big counter hit combo. Bandit Revolver. Yeah. This game he also had Bandit Revolver loops. I left it in Guilty Gear XX, but I believe it came from this game. Also, if you can hear the music is also different. So they re-released the game like twice, if I recall, or 3 times, where they changed the OST. If not, it's the console version that has the actual rock music, like the actual instrumental music. This one doesn't have that. It's kind of different. Oh man, the stun. Boom, boom. That's crazy. He baited that. Oh, but he missed it. He didn't get the proper punish, unfortunately. What's up, Stone? Dizzy. Dizzy's pretty damn good in this version too. Thinking about it. Now, I'm gonna show you guys something here with this. This is Milia with no pin. This is Milia with no pin. So before everyone used to, you know, all this new crying about Milia, no pin, no buy, no neutral, she sucks, she can't do this. This character was really damn good in this game. Alright, and you're gonna see here, like, you get knocked down, you die literally the exact same way. Look at how much damage she got off of just TK Bad Moon. I want you to pay attention. And she's stunned off of that. Alright, now it's party time. Mix up. Yep, because Dizzy hits so hard in this game. Dizzy hits so hard in this game. The thing is, OTGs like literally like there wasn't like a tech system. So you literally use like the OTG hits to force your opponent to stay still, and then you get your special cancel into your meaty, which was normally like a special move, like that. And they gotta guess. You can literally do this all day. Yo, that FDC cancel? Dang. You should be fine. It's right without the pin. You should be. Also, this game, I will say, she did have Gatling 2S into sweep. This was kind of huge. Whole confirmed. Like, I swear. So one of the things about the older Guilty Gear games is that, like, everyone had like a move that helped like dish out lots of stun, be it on counter hit or not. And like for some reason or another, like this game, like it was Bad Moon for her. Like Bad Moon just had like ridiculous amounts of stun. Also, you can see this game does not have burst. So this is the game where you had to learn to just take your damage. Like, there's no two ways about it. You just gotta take your damage. You just gotta play good. This dude right here is a character, man. The dude on the right, the Viking player, he is a character. An Anji color though. I mean, yeah, it's the same sprites. They just added more animation to them. With updated moves and things like that. Stages were the same from Guilty Gear X. They just changed the time of day. Made them cleaner. Because Guilty Gear has always been on Naomi hardware. I think AC is the only one that's on like Naomi 2. Because I believe Naomi has like a second board. So... Nope. That's gonna hurt. Always hurt, man. Is Anji's air grab. Like, that move just hits hard as hell. I swear, this dude is a character, man. I forget his name, but I know that said his name earlier, but Dude is a straight character. This was also kind of a bad thing for design purposes. You couldn't see past the this objective thing that's right in front, which really sucked. They fixed that in the later games, where they made it like when you walk through it, like if your character was there, like it becomes transparent. And yeah, there are no air throws in this game, sadly. I mean, for a game from 2000, it's still pretty solid. It definitely has its jank. Because, you know... Yeah, this game definitely had its jank. That's for sure. There's no two ways about it. This game definitely had its jank. Like I said, I played it a good bit. And, like, we definitely played a lot of it out here in Houston. But yeah, we didn't play like at this level. That dude's a straight anime character. We got more Dizzy versus Millie action. Oh, here we go. Re-jumps? Not in my Guilty Gear. Amelia with no pin. Amelia with no pin. No pin Amelia's garbage. Unplayable. Different game, I know. But I just want you guys to see like what she could do before she had pin. Granted, I admit Bad Moon, you know, launched for her, and that gave her like, you know, jeez. Like it literally left them like right there where you could just get a free 6P. So I mean, like, yeah, it's... Yeah. While I admit she may not get these same things in Strive, it's just the general thing here is, like, even though she didn't have that, she was still strong. She was still very, very strong. But like, as you can see also with the addition of like air throws and bursts and stuff like that. Damn. You hate to see it. That's tough. These boys out here playing that first one. Yeah, I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen. Like at the end of the day, like we just don't know what's gonna happen regarding, you know, who's gonna get what, who's gonna get what options, you know, will Amelia have certain things or not. But genuinely speaking, I feel she'll be fine in Guilty Gear Strive. Oh man, we might get to see some Jam Infinites. We might get to see some Jam Infinites. Oh man. Yo, Jam's air dash in this game. We. Uh-oh. Woo! Jam. Oh, here we go. Oh. And you can see back then, people that still didn't have that much, like, they didn't have that great control over Zato back then. Either, you know? Here we go. Ah, he messed it up. He messed with the unblock. Oh. Scary. Scary. Yeah, that's normal stuff for Jam right there too. ID confirms. Dang. He played that so good. With the splits, that was clean. That was clean. Oh man, here we go. Got Johnny. Yo, look at the May ship though. Here we go, Johnny time. Jeez, man. Getting stunned in this game. Hey, boys got stunned so fast in this game. Boys was getting stunned so quickly in this game, dude. Oh. Here we go. Oh, he messed up. Nope. Wake up throw still exists even back then. Man, Johnny's so good in this game. Free ass OTG into unblockable mist. This guy used to play X-Men. He used to play I think he played all the way up until AC. I think he stopped afterwards. Because I recognize his name. Yeah, Johnny was good, even back in the old games. The only game he's bad in is Accent Core. He really couldn't win in that game. Like, you could be good at the game with him, but the problem is just his tools just aren't strong in that game. And then, like, you know, each iteration of the game, they kept nerfing his mist. So his ability to get unblocks is pretty low. Slash was kind of like the exception because you could FRC miss and still get the setup, and the setup wasn't too hard. He still did all his normal stuff. It's just it's kind of costly. Like in some cases you had to spend 75 meter in order to get it, 50 for the RC, and then another 25 for the what's it called. Also, remember I showed you guys this before, but like, remember I told you guys about how Johnny had, you know, wave dash? This is the game, because Johnny was a new character in this game, right? Because Guilty Gear 1 exists, right? So the new characters were what? Testament, like new playable, fully playable characters with Testament, Biken, Anji, and Johnny, I believe, and then like Venom. I think those are like 5 new characters that are playable, and Dizzy, that's 6, right? So Johnny's wave dash came from this game, and it's been a thing for a long time. It's just you've never really had to use it really past this game and maybe even Midnight Carnival, I would argue, because they've given Johnny so many like air, like, you know, they've given him so much like air mobility. So like, what was it? A Divine Blade jump, you know, FRC, Killer Joker, FRC, in Xrd, same thing. Killer Joker / Divine Blade, whatever it is now in Xrd, I forgot what it's called. But he had all those other ways to do that, so he didn't really need to utilize the wave dash, but he has it, you know. It's pretty solid. All right. Yeah, no problem. Glad you're peeping GGX, the closest influence to Strive. Maybe. But yeah. Also, you notice the shadow trailing effects for the characters when they're super jumping is like different from a lot of the other games. You know, they just kind of have like an after image, which, you know, back, you know, you gotta think about it, right? 2000, 2001, you know, in the way that they were making games back then, you know, like the shadow trail effect behind the characters was like a big thing, especially with like it being like, I guess, this shade of blue that they got going on here for the super jumps. They should bring back the blood. Remember, you know, Samurai Showdown was a pretty big influence on Guilty Gear. This is really unfortunate though, because my man had a huge lead there. That's cool, Shenlong. Let's finish this up first. Yeah. Double air dash was a thing. That's right, Jam was a character too, right? Dude, that's right. Zato and Venom shared the same stage. It's crazy how far Guilty Gear's come along, you know? Like, just looking at it, it's so crazy how far it's come along. But yeah, I do think it was a cool aesthetic. What a DP. I forget whether or not instant block was a mechanic in this game. I don't think instant block was a mechanic in Guilty Gear X. Ooh, that was nice. That was good confirmed. Oof. That's tough. Nope. Yeah, Roman Kensou was here. Roman Kensou, FD. All that's still here.
JT の奥攻めに対しソレッタがリバーサル技で反撃を試み失敗したところ、これが JT の勝利を決定づけた。2回戦第2試合、パイロン vs ヤンフル。
Yeah. This game was a tad bit more grounded. What's going on, Kyrie? Appreciate you, man. Yeah, like, the air combos in this game are kind of like on a lower scale. You know? Like, it's definitely on a lower scale of things. Ground game is pretty important. Jumping is pretty good too, but I feel like the air combos in this game are pretty whatever. They're pretty whatever. Like, if you could get an air extension, you would get one, but, you know, well, like, you should definitely go for it. Dang, man. OTG damage is so high in this game, dude. OTG damage is so high. Stun. I'm kind of shocked he just didn't reset the combo. It would have still hurt. Gosh, 2S sweep so good. Also, in this game, you had to hit 2 heavy 2H together to get sweep, because there wasn't a dust button. It was just punch, kick, slash, hard slash, and there was no dust. You actually had to press slash, hard slash together to get dust. They didn't make it an actual button until the next game. Then it became a 5-button game. Thinking on it now, yeah, I can kind of you can definitely make the argument that, like, this game is it's probably a little bit closer to Strive. It's definitely a mix. It's definitely a mixture. Like, this game's ground game is pretty important. Old school fighting games bring on some jank crap. Hey man, new school fighting games are just as bad. Essentially, the run cancels, like the FD cancels, turned into kind of what FRCs are now. They just attach it to specific moves. And even then, in Guilty Gear X, there wasn't that many characters who had FRCs. Or rather, there wasn't too many FRCs in that game. I think that's a better way to say it. Not too many characters didn't have it. Everyone had FRCs. It's just some characters didn't even have that many. Like, I believe Axel only had one, which was Rensengeki. And it was like a 1 frame. Chip's Leaf Throw was a 1 frame. Bonsai Kick from Rekka's was a 2 frame. Like, there were a lot of 1 frame FRCs in Guilty Gear XX. It's pretty tough. Dang. Stun monster. And the thing is, they brought back the stun that she used to have in this game in Guilty Gear XX Reload. Reload, she was a stun monster. XX, for some reason or another, just Jam wasn't, I don't know how to explain it. Like, she just wasn't, I guess she wasn't the same because of the way this system worked. Now you see Dizzy FD canceling. Puffball hitting more than once. Yeah, she was like a whole new character from this game moving over. I feel like this game, she was pretty dang good. You know, she did have FDC stun combos. But the good thing to see here is that, like, even back in the day, ooh, that was a good 5S. Wow, that was a good 5S. Woo. Like, the good thing to see here is that, like, a lot of the way this game is played is a lot like a lot of the newer games, you know? Like, a lot of their decision making is kind of sort of the same. And even if not, like, the movement and how people are getting around stuff, it's still pretty universal, you know? A lot of this hasn't really changed in Guilty Gear. Even in Strive, it's still pretty much the same. Anyway, thank you guys for being here. Check this out. Going through some Guilty Gear history now. I want people to know kind of how the games were back then. And this is the first Sammy Cup that they held. Holy crap, that was gonna hurt. Jeez, freaking Johnny, man. Johnny is so good in this game. I swear, Guilty Gear Xer, Johnny is like this all over again. He's just like this, man. Well, his unblocks used to be really, really dirty. Then they readjusted that. And then they gave it back to him. Because why not? Missed it. Yeah. FRCs replaced the FDC cancels to keep up the execution, for sure. Like, the air game in this game is like, it's prevalent, but it's not nearly as, like, I don't know. I feel like it's different. I won't say it's any better. I just say it's different. Also, if I recall right, characters didn't have aerial dust attacks. I think it was only dust attacks on the ground and the sweep. If I recall right. So then we're down to the top 4 now. I could be right. It's been a hot minute. I'm not gonna act like I remember. I have a lot more playtime on XX than I do on Guilty Gear X for sure. A big part of me wants to go back and go grab Guilty Gear X again, just to mess around with on stream. Bro, yep. Psych, nice. Block. Like I said, I just don't remember if instant block was in this game. I feel like I would see more of it in some of these matches, so I don't think it is. So this is long before the Ogawas, the Machibos, the Omitos, Nage, before all the players people know about now in Guilty Gear. It was long before these guys. But I believe a lot of them became a lot more, you know, a lot more well-known and active in XX. I wouldn't be surprised if they did play this game, but you know, maybe at that time they were undeveloped players, and they became a lot more developed as XX came out, you know, and moved forward. He tried to go underneath, try to break the law again. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. Well, that's tough. Show some run cancel stuff and strive. But I know there's a lot of people who played X that just didn't transfer over to the new one. A lot of people, you know, that tends to be like, you know, a big case for a lot of players in Japan. A lot of the time. Some players really just get fixated on what they know about the previous game and they don't really want to adjust to the new one. So they either stop playing or they just keep playing the old one. And or wait for events to happen with the older one. God, so good. Yep. Japan does a lot of single-limb tournaments back in the day. They still do them now. But it's more so on a long set basis these days, I feel. Like, it's only really America that does, you know, double elimination. Or they started that, if you will. Japan's the only region for the longest time that did single elim. And they did it because they had such a high volume of players, for starters, and then two, like the venues don't let them have 2-day events, really. At least back then. So a lot of times they would just do a 1-day event and then that'd be that. You know, but when you have that volume, like I said, they had 4,500 players and they boiled it down to 164 and then, you know, 32 and then 16. I mean, look at that. I mean, look at this venue. This venue's packed. Like, can we take a look? Like, look at this venue. This venue is packed, bro. They had mad players, and I'm sure that they had qualifiers, and maybe this was a 164. Maybe they didn't run the 4,500 people in one day. I mean, that's a lot of players to run with like only so many cabinets. But it looks like they have a lot of cabs scrolling all the way across the back. You know what I mean? And they probably have cabs lined up all the way around the event, and then the center is like the main thing, and they probably have from what it looks like to me, after this game here, it looks like they have probably where the announcers are. They probably have yeah, I knew it. Yeah, they had like a big they had a big screen there, so they had a projector. So I mean, this event looks like it was pretty live, man. Would have been phenomenal. Would have been phenomenal. Yeah, they had 4,500 players. Not 4 to 500. 4,500, as in 4,500. So, The fact that they had that there, that should tell you guys something that it's a lot of players. Had a lot of players. Like I said, I don't think that they ran the 4,500 in one day. That's a lot of players for single elimination. So I would imagine that it was just 164 players who qualified from the 4,500 player pool, ran in one day. I think this is the final. So I'm pretty sure this is the final. Anyway. Hey. Well, there is instant blocking in the game. Yeah, there is IB in the game. Oh, good 6P. I'm pretty sure IB does the same thing. This was what was really cool back in the day, is like you would get tournaments, and if you weren't there, you could always just go buy the DVD, and they would sell them in like random game shops and stuff like that, from what I remember seeing in Japan. Ooh, get bodied. Ooh, what a hole perfect. What a hole perfect. Hold that. Let's go. Look at him. Ah, man, he got me. Yeah, hold that. Man, Johnny's 6P was so good in this game. Transferred over to the other game too. A lot of the characters transferred over pretty seamlessly from this version to XX. Save for a few, I would say. Didn't really see a lot of chip in this game back in the day. Ding. And there you have it. And there you have it. A champion was born in the very first Sammy Cup. Johnny and Biken in Grand Finals. That's how many players. So keep in mind, this was back when they were with Sammy. This was dope, man. First set of champions, man. It's good times. Obviously, I was not here for this. And I was still a young buck. I was still in high school when this was going down. Obviously, I don't live in Japan. I mean, shit. It's just, regardless, they had so many players playing this game. You know, and I want to say this is around the time. It's still even around the time when CBS2 was the thing. So that's pretty huge. You know, all things considered, that, you know, you had like this many people playing, dude. Legit had that many people playing this game. So it's interesting, yeah. How far along the game has come, and like players and all this other stuff. So this is pretty much the start of the history thing that we're gonna go through. Still have XX. Sure, we can get some stuff for Reload. Like, I'm still looking around for more stuff. I did say I was gonna do this since last year. Here we are in 2021. Guilty Gear Strive is like what, 3 months away, so April. So we still have some time before we're able to even like play or look at that game. So we're gonna do this. all the way up until the release, but definitely the month of January, we're going to try to knock through quite a few events and look at the players and see how the game's evolved and whatnot. You'll see some returning faces. Like I said, a lot of the people who were in this tournament in particular, they don't play anymore.